My wife said, "It was just a mistake," I replied. "Then live with the result." Then I took photos of room 214, emailed her lover's wife, packed her things, kept the house, and watched her world quietly fall apart because she never thought I'd walk away without a word. Original post: I am 57. My now ex-wife, Victoria, is 55. We were married 17 years, no little kids at home now. Our daughter, Eva, is 24 and lives 2 hours away. The house is quiet most nights, too quiet. For the last few years, our marriage felt like two polite roommates sharing bills. We still did the basic things: groceries, doctor visits, birthday calls. But the small things were gone. No hand on my arm when we crossed the street, no late-night talks, just two people moving around each other in the same space. Thomas has been in our circle for a long time. He is 58. He and his wife, Carla, have been our couple friends for more than a decade. Backyard barbecues, holiday dinners, group trips to the lake. He and I watched football together. Our kids grew up at the same table. Last summer, we had a small barbecue for my birthday, just a few people, nothing fancy. Someone took a group photo on the patio. Later that night, Victoria posted it on social media. I looked at it on her phone while she washed dishes. At first, it looked normal, people smiling. Grill smoke in the back, then my eyes went to the side. Thomas was standing behind Victoria, not next to her, behind her. His hand was not on her shoulder like a normal pose. It was low, at the small of her back. His fingers looked like they were pressing in a little. Their heads were tilted toward each other, even though I was the one she was next to in the shot. It was small, easy to write off. I almost did, but something in my chest tightened. A few weeks later, I came home early from work with a headache. Victoria thought I was working late. Her car was in the driveway. I walked in quiet. Her phone was on the kitchen counter, screen up. A message preview from Thomas flashed at the top before it faded. "Last night should not have happened," it read, "but I can't stop thinking about you." My headache vanished. My mind did not. It went very clear and flat. I did not pick up the phone. I did not scroll. I memorized the words. Then, slowly, I hit the power button to wake the screen again and saw the full message thread. It was there, him, her. A long scroll of "Wish we had more time" and "Carla is out tonight and you looked so beautiful." I did not throw the phone. I did not shout. I took 3 photos of the screen with my own phone. Then I put hers back exactly where it had been. That night, while she slept, I sat at my desk. I moved every photo and screenshot into a folder on my laptop. I backed it up to an external drive. Then I went online and searched for family lawyers in our area. I did not call anyone yet. My first action was simple. I started writing dates and details in a notebook. Who, when, where, quiet lines on paper. Update 1 from the messages. I learned 3 things. 1, the first time they crossed the line was 4 months ago. A late planning meeting for a charity event at Thomas and Carla's house. Carla had gone to visit her sister. The messages after that night were full of "I can still feel you." 2, they used the same motel on the edge of town. Cheap place near the highway. Different days. Same room number. That detail came from a "Remember 214" text. 3, they thought I was not paying attention. They called me steady and safe. It stung, but it also gave me space to move. I told Victoria I had to go to a 3-day work training in the city. She nodded without much interest, just asked if I could leave my car so she could use it. I said sure and took a rental. The next time she and Thomas planned to run errands, I saw it in their messages. I waited until she went to the shower. Then I checked her phone long enough to confirm the time and the motel. On the day, I drove to the motel an hour early. I parked in the shadows across the lot. I brought my notebook, a thermos of coffee, and the external drive in my bag. I sat in the car and watched the entrance. At exactly 2:10 p.m., Thomas's truck pulled in. He parked near room 214. Sat for a minute, checked his hair in the rearview mirror. At 218, Victoria's car pulled in. She parked 2 spots away. She looked around once, Then she got out and walked to his truck. He stepped out. They did not hug like friends. They moved into each other like people who already knew the shape of the other's body. I took photos, not zoomed, just clear enough, him, her, the door, the room number. They went inside. I waited 15 minutes, then I got out of my car and walked across the lot. My heart was beating hard, but my steps were steady. The door was not locked. People get careless when they think the world is looking the other way. I opened it and walked in. Thomas's shirt was half off. Victoria was sitting on the edge of the bed, blouse open. They both froze. "Afternoon," I said. My voice sounded strange to my own ears. Calm, flat. Victoria's mouth opened and closed. No sound came out. Thomas grabbed for his shirt like the cloth could pull him back to safety. "What are you doing here?" Victoria said at last. Her voice was small. "Looking at the man in room 214, I said, "and the woman who was supposed to be running errands." Thomas found his words first. "Louis, this looks bad," he said. "We were just talking. Carla knows I'm here." I held up my phone. The light from the screen showed the photos. Their bodies, their texts, the motel sign. "I have your messages," I said. "I have the billing for this room, and I have my own eyes." Victoria stood up. Her blouse slipped. She grabbed it closed. "It was a mistake," she said. "We were going to tell you. Things have been dead between us for years. You know that." "That is true," I said. "Things have been dead. You were too scared to bury it, so you lit it on fire instead." She took a step toward me. I stepped back. "Louis, please," she said. "We can talk about this at home." "Not here, not like this." I looked at Thomas. "I am going to tell Carla everything," I said. "I am going to show her everything. You do not get to spin this first." His face went gray. "That will ruin my marriage," he said. I held his gaze. "You did that," I said. "I am just putting the lights on." Victoria started to cry then, quiet, hiccuping sounds. She reached out like she might touch my arm. I took another step back. I kept the phone in my hand. "I am going home," I said. "When you come back, you will sleep in the guest room. After that, we will let lawyers talk for us," she whispered. "We can fix this." "No," I said. "You broke it on purpose." I turned, walked out, and shut the door behind me. No slam, just a click. In my car, I sat for a minute. The air felt thick. I did not scream. I did not punch the wheel. I sent an email instead. I wrote to Carla. I told her I was sorry to bring this to her. I attached the photos and a short timeline. I wrote, "I thought you should hear it from me with proof before anyone else tells you their version." Then I drove home and moved my clothes into the guest room. Update 2, Carla called me that night. Her voice was rough, like she had been scraping it against stone. "Is this real?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "I wish it was not." She asked 3 questions. "How long? Where? How many times?" I told her what I knew from the messages and what I did not know for sure. I did not add color, just facts. "Thank you," she said at the end, "for not hiding it." At home, Victoria tried every angle in a short time. First was denial. "We only met up twice," she said through the guest room door. "It was not serious. You are blowing this out of proportion." I kept my notebook open on my lap. "I have 6 dates," I said. "I am sure there are more I did not catch." Then came blame. "You pulled away first," she said. "You turned into a piece of furniture. I felt invisible. Thomas made me feel seen." I wrote that sentence down too, not because it changed anything, but because it showed exactly where her head was. Then came bargaining. "We can go to counseling," she said. "We can call this a midlife crisis. We can work. Please, Louis, 17 years has to mean something." "It does," I said. "It means I am not going to spend the next 17 watching my back." I met with a lawyer the next day, a woman named Harris. She listened. She looked at the photos. She looked at my notebook. "You did your homework," she said. "That will help." We talked about the house, my pension, our savings. In our state, affairs do not mean you take everything, but they matter if one person wasted joint money on someone else. Motel rooms, gifts, trips. Harris told me to print statements. I did. I sat at the kitchen table one night while Victoria stayed in the bedroom. "Are you really doing this?" she asked from the doorway. "Yes," I said. She shook her head. You are going to tear our family apart over some stupid mistakes, she said. You made those mistakes more than once, I said. I am just stopping the pattern. She went online after that. I know because Eva called me. Mom posted something weird, she said. She wrote about being betrayed by a cold husband and falling into someone else's arms. What is going on? I closed my eyes for a second. Come next weekend, I said. We will talk then, in person. Victoria was faster. She called Eva first and said I had been emotionally gone for years. That Thomas was a wake-up call. She left out the motel details. When Eva arrived, we sat in the living room. Victoria tried to sit between us. I asked her politely to let me talk first. This is simple, I said. Your mother has been seeing Thomas behind my back. I found messages. I found them together. I have proof. I am not going to show you unless you ask, but I will not lie to you. Eva stared at me, then at her mother. Is that true? She asked. Victoria looked down, then gave a tiny nod. Eva's face cracked for a second. Then she pulled herself together. I am not going to pick sides, she said, but I am not going to pretend this is all on Dad. She looked at me. I want you to be okay, she said, both of you, but I also want the truth. Thank you for not making me hear it through gossip. After she left, the house felt even more hollow. In the next months, the fallout spread. Carla filed for divorce. She sent Thomas's name to their church board where he had been a deacon. He stepped down. People whispered. Some stopped shaking his hand. Victoria tried to keep her normal life. She still went to book club. She still went to yoga, but I noticed who came by less, who stopped inviting her to things. Word gets around in a town our size. In our own divorce talks, my lawyer pushed hard on the financial parts. We showed the motel charges. A few odd gift charges. The judge did not punish Victoria by taking everything away, but I kept the house and most of my retirement. She got a fair share, but not the majority. The court papers arrived on a rainy Tuesday. I signed them in the same kitchen where I had watched her scroll through photos of my birthday. I did not celebrate. I did not drink. I just moved her last box of things to the front door and sent her a text. Your boxes are ready, I wrote. Please pick them up by Friday. By then, Thomas was living in a small rental on the other side of town. His grown kids visited him less. Carla kept the big house. I did not feel joy about that. I did not feel pity either. Just a quiet sense that gravity had done its work. Update 6 months after she moved out, Victoria asked to meet. She sent an email, not a text. I would like to talk about Eva and the future, she wrote. Would you be willing to meet for coffee? I agreed with one condition. Public place, I replied. We talk only about Eva and logistics. No rehashing, no blame. She wrote back, okay. We met at a small diner we used to like. She arrived before me. Her hair was pulled back in a way I had not seen in years. Less styled, more practical. There were new lines around her mouth. Hi, she said, standing half up. Hi, I said and sat down. The waitress brought coffee. We talked about Eva's job, her new apartment, holidays, schedules. After a while, the talk drifted. I am in therapy now, Victoria said. Real therapy, not just wine with friends. I am trying to understand why I did what I did. I nodded. That is good, I said. She looked at me over the rim of her cup. I thought you might be doing the same, she said. Maybe we could go to a session together, not to get back together, just to clean things up. I set my cup down. I am already clean on my side, I said. I did not cheat on you. I did not lie about where I was. I am working on my own mind, yes, but that work is not about saving this marriage. It is about living the rest of my life without carrying your choices. Her eyes got wet. I miss you, she said. Not just the house, you, the way you made things steady. I did not see what that meant until I wrecked it. I let the words sit between us. Do you still love me? She asked. Her voice was small. I thought about how to answer. Not about her feelings, but about my own truth. I care that you are the mother of my child, I said. I will never wish you harm, but the part of me that was your husband is done. There is nothing left there. She flinched like I had hit her. I had not raised my voice. I had not said more than I needed. So that is it, she whispered. All those years, gone. They happened, I said. They made us who we are, but they are over. I am not going back into a house where I have to wonder who is in room 214 on a Thursday afternoon. She looked like she wanted to argue, then she stopped. What do you need from me? She asked. Respect the boundaries, I said. Be honest with Eva. Do not make me the villain in your story, that is all. I put a 10 on the table for my coffee and stood up. Goodbye, Victoria, I said. I walked out into the daylight and did not look back to see if she was watching me leave. Final update, it has been 14 months since the motel. The divorce is fully done. Papers stamped. Assets divided. The house is in my name only now. I fixed the leaky faucet in the kitchen and painted the bedroom a calmer color. Small changes. Nothing flashy. Victoria lives in a smaller townhouse on the other side of town. I know because Eva visits her there. She told me the place is neat but feels empty. Thomas does not come around anymore. Their moment cost him his marriage and his place in our friend's circle. Last I heard, he sold his boat to pay legal fees. I still see Carla sometimes, at the grocery store, at church. We nod. We talk about weather and kids. We do not talk about the photos I sent her. We do not need to. Work goes on. I still do my job. I still pay my bills. I still take my walks in the evening. Some nights the house feels too big. On those nights I turn on music and read until I am tired. Eva comes down once a month. We cook simple food and watch an old movie. The last time she came, she asked a question. Do you think you will ever forgive Mom? She said. I thought about it. I already have, in a way, I said. Forgiving her does not mean I forget what she did. It means I am not going to carry it around like a bag of rocks. I am not going back, but I am not going to let it poison me either. She nodded. Sometimes she cries when I bring you up, Eva said. She says she ruined everything. She ruined our marriage, I said. Not everything. You are still here. I am still here. We still have good things. She leaned her head on my shoulder. I am glad you did not lie to me, she said. It hurts, but at least it is real. After she left, I went to my desk. In the bottom drawer, there is a small fireproof box. Inside are a few things: birth certificates, the deed to the house, the external drive with the photos and messages. For a moment, I thought about deleting it all, wiping the drive, pretending none of it happened. Instead, I labeled it with a strip of tape. Closed, I wrote. Then I put it back in the box and shut the lid. I do not open it. I do not need to. Its job is done. Sometimes when I mow the lawn or fix a loose cabinet, I think about the day at the motel. I do not feel the rush of anger I felt then. I do not feel much at all. Just a quiet sense that a hard thing happened, and I lived through it. The revenge, if that is the right word, is not in what happened to Victoria or to Thomas. It is not in their smaller lives or their quiet shame. It is in this simple fact they thought I would never notice. They thought I would stay asleep. Instead, I saw everything, I wrote it down, and I walked away on my own 2 feet. And I will never again stay with someone who treats my trust like a room they can rent by the hour.